It is Money Monday, and as inflation fuels the rise in prices of expenses, more Americans are leaning on their credit cards to handle those bills. In fact, according to the Federal Reserve Bank of New York, credit card balances are up 15%, the largest year-over-year increase in more than 20 years.
That is incredible. Our next guest is here to share some tips to help eliminate that credit card debt. Please welcome back the founder of the financial literacy podcast platform, Money News Network, and friend of the show, Nicole Lapin.
Nicole is here.
We love talking all things money here on Money Monday. And you've started a whole network of podcasts. This is incredible. Money News Network, congratulations.
Thank you.
So what made you want to start a new platform, and what can listeners expect from it?
Well, you guys know I have been beating this financial literacy drum for decades now, and it's really hard to get people stoked about finances until you have a pandemic, where the things that are top of mind are health and wealth, until you have these recession fears where 77% of Americans are more anxious about their finances than they were last year. And that's what we're dealing with now. So I wanted to piggyback on the success of my daily podcast, Money Rehab, which hit #1 on Apple's podcast charts.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And expand to create a home for the best business and finance shows out there that not only help you navigate these crazy financial times, but get through it on top. So that's what you're going to find with Money News Network, shows in the spaces of personal finance, business, venture capital investing, and trading.
All right, so let's talk about some tips when it comes to knocking down that credit card debt. You say a balance transfer, open up a new credit card?
I know. And I was in credit card debt, and that's part of the reason that I do this in the first place. It can feel crippling, it can feel inescapable, but balance transfer cards you can get for 0% if you can qualify for about a year. So it takes some of the pressure off. Just be aware that there are caveats, so it's not free. There's 3 to 5% fee. Sky is not the limit, so depending on how much you have, you might not be able to transfer all of it over, and it doesn't last forever. So it does put the brakes on things. If you have, let's say, $10,000 of credit card debt at 20% interest, you're accruing $1,100 of interest. So that saves you that, and it also helps you pick away at the debt you've already accumulated.
Let's talk home equity lines. Is it a good idea to borrow against your home?
Well, this is the same idea as a balance transfer, right? So you're paying off higher interest rate debt with a lower interest rate loan. So home equity lines of credit right now are hovering around 4.25% to 7.75%. And just remember, if you don't have a plan to pay this off, it is not a good idea, because the last thing you want to do is jeopardize your home.
All right, let's talk about those debt settlement companies. I know a little something about it, college days, where they'll call and say, hey, just give us $1,000 and we'll be fine with it. But one time I actually did, work with a debt settling company, and then I started getting calls after paying that from other companies that were trying to, get me to pay off. And I'm like, wait a minute, I took care of this.
Right. It makes my blood boil. Some of these companies that will promise you to pay off your debt and the fee that they're charging, and tell you stuff like debt is illegal and all this baloney. If somebody is telling you they can pay off your debt without actually paying it off or declaring bankruptcy, they are lying to you. And some people who have fallen into this have even gotten sued by their creditors. So not only are they dealing with credit card fees, but now they're dealing with legal fees, and they prey on people that are struggling the most, which I hate so much. So these are things that you can do on your own. You can call your credit card companies. You can ask for a hardship program or a payment plan. I did this 20 years ago. If I could do it, anyone can do it. It is hard and scary, but y'all have dealt with harder and scarier things.
Thank you. Good to see you. Thanks for coming on.
So
Again, Nicole. And be sure to tune in to Money News Network whenever podcasts or wherever podcasts are available.
Sounds like you and I need to listen.
Y'all need some money
I'm going to
rehab.
lunch with you today.
I got you.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.